I started Black Fordham as well.
So Black Fordham, and excuse me, Instagram, I have to do better with this and introducing my guests, because in my head, everybody knows who I know, so I don't do a really good job at introducing my guests. I have collab with my homie, D. Boyd, here. He played at Fordham University. I was on the women's basketball team. D. Boyd was on the football team. And speaking of, while we have now connected back together, transitioning into Black, the group that you created on Facebook. Now, elaborate more on that. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I do appreciate you for that, because it is a dope connection, and now getting to see what we all are doing now and having a networking platform. So please elaborate, sir.
So I always just had these different ideas, and I tried to go the politically correct route. I kept reaching out to Fordham. Because I wanted to do it the right way, because I wanted their support. And I ended up speaking to, some different friends, and speaking to, one of my mentors, Reverend Erica, and she told me, man, just create it. Start with a Facebook group, and they'll eventually, the school eventually catch on. So because, I went to the Fordham events. They, sometimes they have them in your city or whatever, and it's just, but understanding that, okay, so for those that don't know, Fordham University is a school, is a university in New York City, right? It was, at the time, it was 3 campuses, one in the Bronx, one in Manhattan, and one in Tarrytown, New York. So we was right in New York City, right? But the percentage of African Americans was only 4%. So 4% African Americans, 86% Caucasian, 14% minority, and out of the 14% minority, 4% was African Americans, right? So
in layman terms, we went to the whitest PWI in America. We went
correct. No Greek life, none of that.
Nah.
Right? None of that. So pretty much a lot of the African Americans was athletes. And then we had a strong commuter population, a Latino population, right? So and going back to homecoming, it was nothing like I seen on Instagram. It's nothing like I seen online when I'm seeing the tents and the stepping and the.
It's nothing like going to a Howard homecoming.
Right.
It's nothing like.
Right. And not even the Howards, your public school, like just your,
100. You're right.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because of how big the African American population is, you might get an after party, right? It might be a meetup or something, right? So we had none of that. So so one of my friends, we talked, we went back and forth, and I just started it. So Black Fordham stands for Blacks and Latino Alumni Creating Connections. And the whole basis, the premise around the group is it's not just a let's network in the standpoint of let's make money together, or but it was the whole idea of creating connections, right? So if I went to Fordham in 2003, how do I connect with somebody that graduated in 2015? How do I connect with somebody that graduated that's about to graduate in 2020? And then that person that's graduating in 2020, how do they stay connected to Fordham? So the whole reason why, and not being, the whole unapologetic, I named it Black, right? Because that's just what it is, right? So, but it's an acronym, and it's Black and Latinos, because I feel like we were the minority, and just want to connect, man. How you doing? What, how's your kid? Oh, you got kids now. Oh, you married. What you doing? Are you traveling? Oh, you work here. Congratulations, right? Those different things. Hey, apparel. We're gonna, you know, having some school
Yeah, we got to
pride,
post
and
that out.
you know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
So you know, so we got some apparel that's dropping. We're gonna have, you know, when it's homecoming time and things of that nature. We're gonna have an event, and we're gonna do some meetups, and let's do these
And
different
collab
things.
with different people that
Right,
have, yeah,
right,
yeah,
right,
yeah. Because
right,
we do
right.
have
So
a strong,
right, you got a
within
lot
us,
of
the us
right.
support them.
Right. You got a lot of people that's doing great things that we don't know about. Uh, you know, you might got people that need support, you
Oh,
know,
I'm one right now. Thanks for them.
you know what I'm saying? So, and it's so crazy because we losing people.
Yo, what
Um,
happened with Little Bit, the little guy? I just saw on the group. What happened? He was a freshman when I was a senior, so
right. So we lost Antoine. He was murdered.
Oh
Um,
no.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You
Oh
know,
man.
our key died, you know, so it's just a
I
lot,
keep.
you know, so the thing is, without no group like that, how do you spread that information?
Mhm.
You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? How
Mhm.
do you know? So that's one of the reasons, you know, for behind it, man. You know, so it's been great so far. Corona kind of stopped it. We was planning a you know, like a family reunion type of vibe for the summer, but you know,
Oh, that would have
Corona,
been dope. I would
you
have been
know,
in the building.
Corona kind of slowed that down, man. So it just kind of gave us an opportunity to kind of sit down and really figure out what we want to do. So I think this is great. So when we figure out the platform, so we can, you know, but we'll drop the interviews in
Mhm.
Facebook. But I would like
Mhm.
them, you know, once we figure it out, to be in
Exclusively
Facebook,
in.
so
Yes.
that people can chime in. You know,
Yes.
but you know, I appreciate, you know, everything that you're doing as well. You know, and I just think that
Oh, thanks, you boy.
you know, because the thing is, man, when you're an athlete, people don't really understand what's that transition and
Man,
what does that look
man.
like after that,
Shoot.
you know, because you go in and they use you up.
Shoot.
And
Huh.
then,
All
you
the
know,
way.
and when they use you up, you know, unless you're moving on to the next level, what does that really look like? Um, you know, what does that next level really look like for you if you decide not to go the sports route? And just, you know, so that's a beautiful thing, man. And I think that, you know, what you've been able to do, and I just think that what we can continue to do. So,
Mhm.
you know, that's why I
Mhm.
was all for it when you said, you know, let's do the interview. So
Exactly. And that's the avenue I want to do because I wasn't, I didn't get injured in college. So my mind was sports. My mind was have my body trained, get right. So I didn't do internships in the summertime, although I wish I had. So now me coming back into this media field and I'm seeing how hard it is to transition, it's making me hustle even harder. And I now know how to navigate. So when I have coming back to the city of Newark and I'm doing different programs and I want to do media boot camps where I can teach children how to, all right, we're going on the red carpet for this event. This is what you need to do. This is how you chop you edit your, put all your stuff together. This is how you package yourself. This is how you send out your pitch email. Like I'm learning as I'm growing with it, but I'm also able to bring student athletes along with me. So while they're still in school, they have an internship program. And it's not that just sports for them. Like they use us up. They use us completely up and expect us to be in summertime training. Yo, we need
right,
to be interning. We need to be out here
all
hustling.
right, right. And people would think I was crazy, but you know, I was night classing it, then I was, you know, leaving winter workouts and going straight to my internship, and you know, and that's the thing, man, that I would, you know, as African Americans, athletes, is we have to understand that yes, we got the scholarship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yes,
Mm-hmm.
there are obligations and things that you have to do because you're on scholarship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we get that. And there is a percentage of us that can go on to play on the next level, whether that's the NFL, whether that's the NBA, whether that's the G League, that's overseas, that's
Overseas was
uh,
dope. Overseas was good to me. Thank you,
you
Lord.
know, so go overseas. Some of us can go, you know, and play Canada, so on and so forth, right? But
Oh, shout out to Tag, Canadian
you
Football League.
know, but what that what that doesn't mean is that you can't take advantage of everything that is available to you.
100. I
You
don't
know,
think for me, I don't think I understood what was truly available to me, or
for sure.
near did I tap into it. I think for me, it was more, they're giving me the scholarship. Don't say too much. Just take whatever they give you, and you just supposed to produce.
Right. And yeah, so,
As a
you know,
woman, on the woman's side, I felt like that was more so the path that I was supposed to just stop being a troublemaker, just be quiet. Although I saw so many injustices and so much not okayness going on
oh
at
yeah, for
Fordham.
sure.
But
For sure. And
coming
the
from the
thing
hood is,
is,
nah, shut up, get your degree. You only there to get your degree. Be quiet.
right. My mom would tell me all the time, like, what you mad about? You know what I'm saying? You in school for free. Like, you know what I'm saying? Chill out. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? But
Yep.
the thing is, you know, even you still want the situation to be right. You know, you still want
Yes.
to be treated fairly.
Yes.
You still want to be, things to work in your favor. You know, but I just tell, what I've learned is in that situation is just a lot of people wasn't even just aware, man. I just so happened to go in at the career service office, like, what type of internships y'all got available? You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? And it, I got one just off of, that's how I got in Atlantic Records. And
Like you saying stuff I would have been into. Like I would have been down. I would have been down to do this at WFUV. Like you
yeah, like
saying big time
it's a lot of
internships, B.
right. It's a lot of things that we just, that's what I'm gonna do. Damo, he got intern at Def Jam, you know what I'm saying? Just going through the career service office, man. And it's the
Damo
thing
was at
is,
Def Jam. How did I know about this, yo?
yeah, man. So,
Yo.
you know,
Yo.
so the thing is, um, I I love New York, right? I love the hustle about New York. I truly love New York, right? But I never felt like New York was a place like some place I could raise a family in, or you know what I'm saying. So that was always what I battled. But New York is a great place, man. And for the people that feel like they hustlers and all of that, if if you ain't been in New York and you can't navigate that world,
Mm-hmm.
then you ain't
Mm-hmm.
really a hustler.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't navigate New York City, if you got to rely on a car, if you got to you know what I'm saying, if it's certain things, if
Facts.
you then you ain't really a hustler. You know what I'm saying? If
Facts.
you know,
Facts.
and that environment, I feel like that environment, if you being in that environment, it brings the best out of you.
I was
You
just
know,
talking to another young lady I had a show earlier this week. She came to New York for 1 year. In 1 year, she has hustled away. When she moved here, she did not have a job. She has hustled her way. She is now an Ashley Stewart model. She has now had an interview with Meg Thee Stallion. She has now, I met her at the BET Awards in Black Girls Rock. Hey, Toy. Like, this girl has hustled her way coming down from NOLA. This girl has hustled in a year. And I told her, I was like, sis, you have inspired me because I'm in Jersey. And I'm like still trying to Donovan, it's boy bye. It's I gotta get my shit because what I want is right there. And I know I can get it. And all I gotta do is get I know I can get what I want, yo. On some
so
real life stuff.
so I just tell